Wow, we are back with another video, and it's not a good week for Cardi B. Every day it gets worse. I feel bad for Cardi B. I never thought I would say I would feel bad for her. Well, not really feel bad. But I do feel as though, it's just not a good time for Cardi B, okay? I think she thought she was leveling up. She was in her Sierra era, but she's really in her Chrisean Rock era. Now, Off the Cheat has started clowning Cardi B and the fact that Stefon Diggs has basically lost the Super Bowl. He liked this video on Instagram.
The athlete that you're rolling with, I saw his game last night, he didn't score.
So that is the video that Off the Cheat liked and commented on. Now, he commented under the post with some laughing emojis. Now, Off the Cheat, why you gotta be like that? You gotta kick her when she already down and out? Don't let her get to another athlete or rapper and have a baby by him. Because you know how she like to get her lick back. Okay? But I'm like, damn. Off the Cheat is now very happy because he is clowning Cardi B. Now, here's the thing though. Fans feel like Cardi B should dump Stefon Diddy and get with Pooh Shiesty because Pooh Shiesty has been showing Cardi B a lot of love. They feel like she needs to move on from Stefon Diddy and get with Pooh Shiesty. Here's my thing. It don't matter who Cardi B gets with. She's always going to get cheated on. But tell you why. Because of the way she carries herself. Point blank period. A man will treat you based on how you carry yourself. Cardi B's very ghetto, tacky. The way she dresses tacky. The way she moves is tacky. You're not even divorced, had a baby with somebody else, and then y'all break up, and you still not even divorced. You still not even divorced from Off the Cheat. You're already going through a breakup with somebody else. That is ghetto and tacky. So men don't respect Cardi B. And because she doesn't have any self-respect, she's always going to go through the same thing. It don't matter who's in her DMs, who's trying to hit, who's trying to say they trying to wife her. They're all going to treat her the same. Okay? They're not going to respect her because Cardi B does not respect herself. Point blank period. And that's just what it's going to be. So in my opinion, I feel like it is pointless for the fans to be like, oh, you should give it this one and you should give it that one. They all going to treat her the same. She's not Sierra. She's not Kelly Rowland. Shit, she's not Beyonce or Rihanna. Let's just be honest. She's not getting treated with respect. Okay? She gonna get dogged out to the very end. Okay? And y'all can say what you want about Camel Face. Camel Face is not out here having 4 to 5 babies within a year on Beyonce. Yeah, he cheated, but Cardi B is getting dogged out publicly. Every day, a new bitch is in the queue. That is embarrassing. Now, moving on from that, Gorgeous by Doja Cat debuts at number 39 on this week's Billboard Pop Airplay chart. Here's my thing with Doja Cat. I feel as though, it don't matter how many airplanes she gets on the radio. The album is a flop. I know she's coming out with a deluxe. We'll see how that do, but I feel like it's over for Doja Cat. Doja Cat has completely fallen off. She's not in the conversation when it comes to the pop genre. She's not in conversation when it comes to the female rappers. She's not in conversation when it comes to the pop girlies because she can't compete with them either. So I just feel like Doja Cat, she's in this kind of, I would say, she's kind of by herself. It's like she's not in the pop lane. She's not really in the rap lane. And she flopping both in the pop and rap lane. So it just doesn't really make sense for, her team to try to push a deluxe. But we'll see what happens. But I think Doja Cat has fallen off. Now, there has been a lot of conversations in regards to who's going to headline the Super Bowl next year. AndEscape.com said if anyone were to grace the Super Bowl halftime stage 3 times, it'd be Beyonce. Beyonce should be the headliner of the 2027 Super Bowl. The old me would probably say yes to this, but I feel like the Super Bowl has turned into who can get the biggest numbers and not who puts on a better show. And even though I like Bad Bunny, he is not, no shade, a better performer than Beyonce. Not even by a little bit. Okay, I just watched him perform. Very underwhelming, but he did phenomenal numbers. He's doing well on Spotify. He's doing well on Apple Music. I think they say he's going to go number 1 on Billboard again. If Beyonce doesn't do that in 2027, she's going to get clowned. People are going to be like, oh, she wasn't better than Bad Bunny. She wasn't better than Kendrick Lamar, Rihanna. She didn't go number 1 right after the Super Bowl. It's not even about the performances anymore. It's about the sales, the antics, what happens after the Super Bowl. Like I said before, I like Bad Bunny, but I wasn't wowed. I wasn't gagged. I wasn't like, oh my goodness, he's a crazy ass performer. Where have I been? I didn't feel like that. And people are like, oh, well, you only said that because it was in Spanish. No, it's because he's not that great of a performer. Shakira is a better performer than Bad Bunny, in my opinion. I was gagging when Shakira hit the stage with J-Lo. Okay, I gagged when Beyonce hit the stage. You know, I gagged when Kendrick hit the stage. If you're a good performer, you're a good performer. If you just have a big fan base, like the Tribe That's Racist, then no matter what you do, people are going to egg it on and act like it's the greatest thing. But when you're a performer, people care about the performing skills. And I feel like Beyonce should not, because people wouldn't appreciate another Beyonce halftime Super Bowl performance. Y'all would drag it or pick it apart. And if she don't go number 1 after the Super Bowl, then y'all gonna say she's a flop or she's not as good or she's not an icon. We already know how it's gonna go. I think Beyonce should just put out Act 3 and retire, to be quite honest, so y'all can't pick everything that she do apart. Now, speaking of performing, a lot of people are saying Chris Brown should be able to perform, but he doesn't have a great relationship with Camel Face and Roc Nation. A fan said Chris Brown has a PR problem. NFL and Super Bowl advertisers are also considered in this situation. The fact that the American Music Awards pulled his MJ tribute with Sierra last minute says a lot. That did happen. And then he also talked about how he tried to get a Nike deal and he was unable to. So I think what it is with Chris Brown, he's very talented. He can write, he can sing, he can dance, he can rap, he can do a lot of different things. But the industry don't view Chris Brown like how black people view Chris Brown. You know, us black people, we view him as a superstar, but the industry, they don't see him on the same level as a Bruno or The Weeknd, who performed at the Super Bowl. And Chris Brown been in the game longer than them. Okay? But they're viewed as pop stars and icons. And that's why they get the deals that they get and they get the opportunities that Chris Brown may not get. And I think one of the reasons why is because of Chris Brown's reputation. Yes, we can, say the Rihanna situation, but we also can talk about the Karrueche situation. He has a case right now in London. That might be a testament as to why the NFL, who have, advertisers, may not want him to perform. Okay, but of course they allow STEF0N, who choked out his chef, to still play. What a coinkydink. But at the end of the day, STEF0N signed a $70 million contract. So the Patriots needed him. But when it comes to performers, I think that they're trying to get people they view as superstars or mega icons, people that they feel like can sell the seats. Not just people that are going to watch the Super Bowl from home, but people that are going to buy tickets to the Super Bowl, the 1%. The really rich people. But behind closed doors, Queen Bee has advocated for Chris Brown, believe it or not. Queen Bee has told Camel Face that Chris Brown would be a good look because he does have the talent, but he just doesn't have the backing by the industry. And I know he went on a Stadium World Tour, which was wonderful, but the industry still doesn't view Chris Brown like they view The Weeknd, Bruno Mars, Justin Timberlake, Justin Bieber. He don't view them like that, okay? And I think one of the reasons why is because of his reputation, unfortunately. You know, when you black, you got to work 10 times harder than your peers. Bruno not black. The Weeknd is black, but he's like a Doja Cat kind of black to me. Like, you know, Doja Cat's black, but she leans more into her white side. The Weeknd gives that a lot of times. You know, he only date white women. Most of his catalog, especially now, caters to his white fans. Now, it has been reported that Normani and TDE Fruit Punch have followed each other on Instagram. Okay? A lot of people are speculating that TDE Fruit Punch, who manages SZA, will be managing Normani. Now, if you guys don't remember, Normani was previously managed by Devil Nation. Then, you know, they didn't really do a great job with her career. They also dropped the ball with TAshmiracleshow and Doja Cat, low key. But it seems as though Normani is looking to revamp her career. Now, let me know how y'all feel about it. In my opinion, I don't think that there's anything that could save Normani's career. I think is over for Normani. And you may be wondering, why is it over for Normani? The reason why is because she doesn't drop music. She thinks that she is Kendrick Lamar or Beyonce, and she can kind of drop when she wants to, even though she doesn't have the catalog or hits to back it up. She doesn't tour. She doesn't drop music videos. Her first solo album that she put out, in 2024, had no music videos. And it's like, Normani's a dancer. She's a performer. You know, she didn't even do a tour. She barely promoted the album. Yes, you can blame the label, but she also could have done more to push the album, in my opinion. I do think Normani's a little bit lazy, and she should just stick to being a wag. I think her career is basically over. Okay? She's not going to have a SZA career. She's not. No shade. She's not going on an arena and stadium world tour. Maybe as an opening act, but she won't be no co-headliner ever. Normani's career is over. I hate to say it, but I was a big Normani stan. I'm sure you guys remember. But she has disappointed me time and time again. So I think it's over for Normani. No shade. Now, moving on from that, the Little Miss Delusional tour is 88.98% sold out. Okay? 28 out of 32 shows. So 88% sold out. I think her show is started yesterday. I think so. And is not sold out completely, but we got to understand that, you know, it's been a rough week for Cardi B. You know, Titanic Records, I haven't seen them promote the tour at all. They over there promoting Bruno and, you know, Rose and all these other artists. When is Titanic Records gonna push Cardi B again? I mean, they haven't supported the tour. I don't see them promoting it like they promoted Big Bruno. But Big Bruno do the numbers. You know, Cardi B without payola is not giving numbers, okay? No shade. Is giving, you know, she might chart for a few weeks or bubbling under, but it don't really give numbers like that. But let me know if you guys are going to the Cardi B tour. Now, the moment we've been waiting for. Kendrick Lamar and Baby Keem are coming again. Yes, this is what people want. Valentine's Day has came early. They dropped a little snippet. I'm sure you guys have heard it. It's all over social media, going viral. And it seems as though the dynamic duo is coming back to save hip hop. Because I don't know about y'all, but so far in 2026, hip hop has been a little lackluster. Okay? Besides Don Toliver, I haven't really been interested. Besides Don Toliver, nobody has been keeping me interested in hip hop. So I'm happy that Baby Keem and Kendrick Lamar are coming to try to save hip hop, because clearly the other rappers could not do it, especially the female rappers. Cardi B couldn't do it for me. Neither could Doechii. Doechii dropped a song, what was it, a few weeks ago with SZA, that flopped. You know, so I'm glad that Baby Keem and Kendrick are coming to save hip hop and finally we about to get some bops. So let me know if you guys will be tuning in to the Kendrick and Baby Keem collaboration. I think it might be the collaboration of the year, low key. Because one thing about them two, when they get together, is nothing but hits. Now the real numbers are out. So the official halftime Super Bowl show ratings for Bad Bunny are out. I know I previously reported 135. That's what everybody was saying, but I guess that is wrong. So Bad Bunny actually did 128.2 million for viewership, which is really not bad. But it was down 3% or 2% because Kendrick Lamar did 133.5 million. Okay. And he still has the highest viewership for a Super Bowl halftime show, which is really impressive. I'm like, why didn't the Latin community come out and support Bad Bunny? He should be doing more views than Kendrick Lamar. Okay. That is honestly unacceptable. We can't blame Turning Point. If you tuned in to the Turning Point halftime show, no shade, I have no respect for you. Okay. We don't tune in to trash. I'm thinking, who the fuck is tuning in to see Kid Rock? Okay, I thought that nigga died. So at the end of the day, y'all were supposed to support Bad Bunny. He was supposed to do way more than Kendrick Lamar. Okay, this is unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? We can't blame Turning Point. We can't blame this and that. The Latin community was supposed to support Bad Bunny, and y'all didn't do that. Okay? So I want to know, why didn't y'all support Bad Bunny's halftime show in the comments? But anyway, I got some very hot tea on Gorilla and her sister, Lil Jon, and his son on Patreon. Link will be in the description. And I hope you guys have a great day.